Welcome back. We are covering 25 mistakes billionaires have made, and we're covering number 11, the Oracle of Omaha, Mr. Warren Buffett. The bigger the baller, the bigger the mistake. And I think that pretty much everybody, who's involved in business or the market, the equities market, the stock market, knows or should know about Warren Buffett and just who the Oracle of Omaha is. This guy's worth about $100 billion. He's plays bridge with Bill Gates and kind of rubs elbows with all the world elite. And say what you want to about him, you can't dispute his track record. He's had some fumbles, and he's very open and outspoken about those, that he's made mistakes. But the biggest one that stuck out to me as I've was researching Warren Buffett here was his comment that back in 1964, when he bought Berkshire Hathaway, that was his big mistake in buying Berkshire Hathaway versus an insurance company. And I didn't see what insurance company that was. But that being said, hindsight is always 20/20 as well, right? And you go with what you know a lot of times, and you can't look back with a lot of regret. But I think it's interesting that he specifically is able to tell you the cost of buying Berkshire Hathaway and not buying that insurance company that he was considering buying as well. Buffett said that it basically would have doubled his net worth. So instead of being worth $100 billion today, he would still be up there competing with Bezos and Elon Musk. And he'd be worth about $200 billion today, which I find is really, really interesting, because he's made a lot of good solid moves, but he's also done some things that and kind of backtrack. He and Charlie Munger, who's his partner, but he's kind of backtrack on some things that he said that he'd never do, right? So number one, he's always been a big naysayer on being a gold bug or gold in itself. His comments in the past have been, why would I invest in something where you pay a ton of money to dig it up out of the ground, mint it just to put it back in the ground, right? So he's never really, for the longest time, been a proponent of gold. However, I think last year in 2020, he bought a significant chunk into a gold mine itself. Didn't buy gold itself, but it's as close as you can come to buying gold in terms of buying a gold mine, right? And this is right after, the 2020, world health crisis, when it first emerged in the U.S. It was about that time that it was disclosed, or shortly after, that he bought that. The second thing is that he's never been a proponent of crypto, but there's indications out there that, whether directly or indirectly, that he's invested in crypto as well. So he and Jamie Dimon, and I'm not saying that, I'm not putting Warren Buffett in league with Jamie Dimon or some of those other Wall Street banking cartel snake oil salesmen. I'm not real big on bankers, I'll tell you that right now. But Warren Buffett's got his history too. His hands aren't necessarily clean either. I think that if you read the book Too Big to Fail, you'll kind of get some insight in terms of who he is, and he looks out for number one, which is Warren Buffett. So anyway, that being said, we're gonna leave it there. And again, even Mr. Buffett has made some mistakes. And so do me a favor though, before we get going, if you would do me the favor and click the positive feedback mechanism on whatever platform you happen to be watching this or listening to this on. Greatly appreciated. It encourages me, and also lets the platform know that you're valuing the content that's being produced, and helps them distribute it to other like-minded folks. So that's going to do it, and we'll see you at the next video.